Okay, so let's get the kitchen paper in place. So I'm going to start with this beak first. I'm going to do a layer of cold grey one first, just for the middle section here, where we've got the cold greys and blueies tints coming through. So I'm just going to give it a bit of a cover as a base layer. And we've got quite a bit going on in this beak, so I'm going to get the cold grey 6, I think, and just sort of map out different bits just to try and make it a bit more simpler. It's always good to try and make it a bit easier on yourself if you can. Okay, so I'm deliberately avoiding the edge of the beak because you can see it's a lot darker, and then we've got like a creamy little square up the top here, so I'm going to avoid that as well. Okay, that'll be fine for that bit. I'm going to go to the cold grey 6 now, and as I say, I'm just going to mark out, like we've got the bottom part of the beak here. And get the shape of the beak as well, so it comes out to a point and then sort of back in again. Got a bit of a knobbly bit on the edge there, so it's not you know, a straightforward beak. We've got quite a bit going on. I'm going to run that down the middle as well, so we can get to the grips with the shape. That comes in over there. And then we've got like a little bit underneath the top of the beak. Okay, I'm just going to put a little line down the middle here. So yeah, as I say, I'm just mapping things out just to give it a bit more of a plan as to where I am on the beak. Okay, right, let's just do this bit at the top of the beak actually, where it comes round. Okay, I'm going to go with another colour now. I've got the brownish beige with the Pablo, and I just want to get this top bit shaped in. So we've got the nostril there. We've got a little spiky area going on. Okay, and that's all right so far. Let's just work out this area here. So we've got this sort of ivory creamy colour. Just put a bit of that underneath. Okay, let's do this little area here now. So I've got the buff titanium in the Luminance. It's kind of a creamy white, so I'm going to use this as a base. I'm just going to cover that whole square. And we've got a bit of a grey bit coming down the side there. So you kind of need to concentrate on this beak depending on how, you know, you want to be with details here. There's quite a bit going on, so I'm going to try and put in as much as I can. I think this is quite a fun area to do, so okay, so it's got a nice cover with the buff titanium. Now I've got the ivory in the Holbein here. You can use the ivory in the Polychromes. I'm choosing to use the Holbein. As I say, the Polychrome will be just as good. So we've got a bit of a shine in the middle here, so I'm going to leave that because I might brighten that up a bit later. Okay, and I think I'll make that a little bit more creamier. I'm going to go for the cream, I think. So I've got the cream here in the Polychrome. And I'm just going to deepen that creamy colour up a bit more. Gives it a bit more yellowy creamy colour there. A bit on this side. And I've got the warm grey one, and I'm just going to sort of merge all that together. It's quite a light area, but once you've got everything around it, it'll show up a bit more. So normally I start with the eyes with my drawings, but I wanted to get stuck into the beak, so that's why we're doing this bit first. Okay, I'm going to leave that now. As I say, I might put more of a highlight down there a bit later on. I think we'll move on to the actual middle section here. I think a cold grey. Let's see what the free would be like. So I've got cold grey free. I'm just going to start in the areas where there's more grey. I'm going to run this cold grey free. We've got another highlight coming down here. So I'm just going round and round. You don't need a lot of pressure either. I think I might add an actual blue in this area as well. I think the Payne's grey might be a good addition as well. I'm just going back and forth to get that colour in. I think while I've got this cold grey through, I'm just going to run it up the side there. Okay, so what I've got now is another luminance. I'm going with the cobalt blue, the light cobalt blue, sorry. I just want to add a bit of blue coming down the bottom here. Just going over the cold grey free, especially down the bottom part here. I think I'll bring that down. So yeah, wherever I can see the sort of blue coming through, I think it's worked quite nicely. And also another colour that would be good is the sepia 10% luminance again. This is a lovely brown mauvey kind of colour. You can see we've got like a mauvey colour coming down here, up the top here. So this sepia 10, I use this colour quite a lot actually, but I think it'll work really well. So I'm just bringing that down the edge here. Put a bit under here. So I am sort of jumping between bits. But we're still mapping it all out and working out where everything's going. Let's put a bit down this corner here. I think we'll put a bit at the top here as well. So it's a lovely colour, this sepia 10. Okay, let's go for another colour. I've got the warm grey 2 now. Okay, let's put a bit up here as well. I've got the Payne's Grey, forgot the name then. I'm just going to see how it looks over, you know, this area here, and also coming down the side here. I don't want to cover all of this area up, especially the blue. It's sort of like a marbly effect. So I'm just putting the Payne's Grey in places here. Let's put a bit up here. I think what I'm going to go with next is the cocoa. We haven't used that yet. So I've got the cocoa in the Pablo range. This is another colour I use quite a lot. I'll use this down the edge. I think I made a bit of a mistake there. I just want to take that little bit out there. I think what would be a good idea is to fill that space in, and then we can get the shape of the two beaks there. So I'm going to get the black, and I just want to fill in this middle area, just so we can distinguish where we are. So just this little dark area between the two beaks, let's just fill that in. It'll make a bit more sense, hopefully. Although we've got all these sort of lines from the line art underneath, it can still get a bit confusing. So that does need to be darkened up a bit more, but we'll worry about that later. As I say, I'm just trying to make it a bit easier here. Okay, so we've got this bit coming off here. I need to just rub that bit there. I need to get my other little rubber actually. Just take that out. That's better. Let's get the ivory back. And it doesn't matter if it goes into the other colours, because that will just blend. Okay, and then a bit up the top as well. Let's try and merge this a bit together now, make it a bit more you know, softer and merge into each other. So I've got the cold grey free, so I just want to sort of blend it all. So it's almost like a sort of a marbly effect. I've got the seagulls going off in the background. So just going round and round, just so it's all blending in. The Payne's grey was a bit scratchy. I don't know if it's one of those colours, but this is blending it quite nicely. And I'm just going to bring that down the bottom as well. Put a bit on this side as well in places. And I think we need to sort of darken up some areas now. Okay, so I think I'm going to concentrate on the bottom area now. So I'm going to go with the warm grey 4. Just down this area here. So we've got a little groove here, it sort of comes in. So I'm going to just put that in now. Hopefully you can see it just sort of comes in, there's a little groove. Any lighter areas I'm just going to leave. Got the warm grey, sorry, the cold grey 6 now. Just want to darken down the bottom here a bit more. just going round and round just to get that colour in. I might put a bit of black in here and there as well. It does look a bit scratchy on the camera here, but that's just because my drawing's under the light, so it makes it look a bit scratchy in places, which is annoying, but it doesn't look like that in normal light. You can see I've left some areas just because they're lighter. Okay, and while I've got this cold grey 6, I want to put some down the side of his beak. So he's got like an inner part to the beak here. Go over here as well. It's certainly a lot of concentration on this beak, but I think it'd be well worth it. Take that in a bit more. Okay, let's go with the cold grey 3, I think. Actually, no, I think the sepia 10. Just trying to think of a good colour to put in the lower bit of the beak here. I might just go over that, and then I'll probably go over the darker bit again. I am going to grab the cold grey 3 actually as well, just to put it in places. Let's go with, I'm thinking a darker grey, like a warm grey 6. Let's have a look. So I've got a warm grey 6 now. Slice tool might come in handy in places. So you can put as much or as little detail on the beak as you like, really. I'm going to town with it, it seems. But I'm going to go with the black. Put a bit of that up here. Okay, let's go to the brownish beige. So I've got the brownish beige here in the Pablo. It's quite similar to the sepia 10 actually. Just got my cold grey free, just want to put a bit more over this side. Let's go with the cold grey 4, just darken some areas up. I think I'm going to go back to the sepia 10. I know I was using the brownish beige, but the sepia 10 does blend a bit better. And I think getting a bit of slice tool in here and there would be a good idea. I need to put that bit in as well. I'm going to go to the warm grey 2. I just want to put this bit in at the top here. I don't know why I've missed that. And bring that further down here. Find it I do need a few layers down before I get the slice tool out. I'm not quite happy with this bit down here. I'm going to get the black, I think. Let's get the black. I'm going to sharpen that up. I'm just having a bit of a tidy up, and then, as I say, I get the slice tool out, I think. Got the light cobalt blue, and I'm just going to go over. I know I've darkened it, but I just want to put a bit more blue in. Oh, rub that out in a minute, and this will just sort of blend it anyway. Got a dog outside barking. Let's just rub that line out. It's annoying, that's it. Okay, let's get the slice tool. I think that might help things. I've got a couple here, see which is the better one. Okay, so let's sort of make little marks. You need enough layers for the slice tool to work. It is working, so gosh, that dog's still going. put in a bit down the side here. I'm quite happy with that. I think that improves it, and then you can go over with the Pablo. The white Pablo I always find is a good one. So let's do a bit of work down here. I think what I would like to do is get the black pencil perhaps and just darken it around here a little bit more. I think I said at the beginning of the video this would be a quickish project. I'm not so sure. I think this has taken an hour already, but it doesn't matter. I've just turned my light off. I've got the black here, and I just want to shape this a bit better. Yeah, I've just turned the light off just so you can see a bit better. Sometimes when the light's shining on it, it can be a bit distracting, certainly for me anyway. Okay, and then I'm going to bring this black pencil over the neo pastels a little bit. got the cold grey 4. I just want to do a bit more work down the bottom here. I'm just not happy with it at the moment. It's not quite looking how I want it to, so I'm going to fill it in a little bit more. I think I should have probably just filled it in and then put the details in after. When it's the right shape, that looks better already, I think. I think I prefer that like that now. I don't know if you can hear the dog in the background. It's still going off. That doesn't really happen here normally. He's having a good barking session. It's very annoying. I'm just moving up the beak a little bit just to add a bit more colour in. I think we're getting there now. It's looking a bit better now, I think. I want to blend that area there. Let's go back to the cocoa. There we are. Okay, so yours might be okay if you're following along, but as I say, I'm just tinkering now. I'm just trying to improve it where I can.